Have you ever looked at a photograph and felt a chill run down your spine? Not because it's scary, but because it holds a secret, a premonition of something yet to come. Today, we're delving into one of the most haunting and poignant stories in the history of photography, the story of Robert Landsberg. He was a man who, in his final moments, chose to protect his art over his own life, and in doing so, captured his own demise with chilling clarity. This isn't just a story about a volcano. It's a story about passion, sacrifice, and the incredible power of a single photograph. Robert Emerson Landsberg was born in Seattle, Washington, in 1931. From a young age, he was fascinated by the raw, untamed beauty of the Pacific Northwest. He was an avid mountaineer, but his true passion was found behind the lens of a camera. He wasn't interested in studio portraits or bustling cities. His muse was nature, specifically the majestic and often volatile volcanoes that dotted the landscape. For years, Mount St. Helens was his favorite subject. He climbed it, documented its subtle changes, and developed an intimate connection with the sleeping giant. He knew its craters, its ridges, and its moods better than most. I felt a deep personal connection to the mountain, seeing it not just as a geological formation, but as a living, breathing entity. By early 1980, Mount St. Helens was no longer sleeping. A series of earthquakes and small steam eruptions signaled that something big was on the horizon. Geologists and authorities issued warnings, establishing restricted zones around the increasingly unstable volcano. But for a dedicated photographer like Robert Landsberg, this was the event of a lifetime. The danger didn't deter him, it drew him in. He saw it as his duty, his artistic calling, to document the mountain's transformation. In the weeks leading up to the main event, he made frequent trips to the area, camping out for days at a time to get the perfect shot, capturing the mountain as it swelled and steamed a pressure cooker on the verge of exploding. On the fateful morning of May 18th, 1980, Landsberg was there. Just a few miles from the summit, he had positioned himself at a spot he knew would offer a spectacular view. He wasn't a reckless daredevil. He was a calculated artist. He believed he was at a safe enough distance to capture the eruption and retreat. At 8:32 a.m., the north face of the volcano collapsed in a massive landslide, triggering one of the most catastrophic volcanic eruptions in modern history. A colossal cloud of superheated ash, rock, and gas, known as a pyroclastic flow, burst sideways from the mountain, traveling at hundreds of miles per hour. Landsberg saw it coming. He knew, with absolute certainty, that he could not outrun it. There was no escape. In those terrifying final moments, most people would panic. But Robert Landsberg was not most people. He was a photographer to his very core. He continued to click his shutter, capturing the apocalyptic cloud as it raced towards him. Frame by frame, he was documenting his own end. Realizing his time was up, he made a decision that would cement his legacy forever. Instead of trying a futile escape, he calmly rewound the film back into its canister, placed his camera inside his bag, and laid his body on top of it, using himself as a human shield. 17 days later, rescue workers discovered his body. He was found buried in the ash, his camera bag preserved beneath him. They opened the bag, and inside, the camera was intact. The film, though slightly heat-damaged, was developed. The images it held were breathtaking and utterly horrifying. They provided a step-by-step, first-hand account of the eruption from a victim's perspective. The final frames show the monstrous, gray cloud filling the entire view, getting closer, darker, and more terrifying with each shot, until the final image is just an impenetrable wall of ash. It's a visual record of the last seconds of a man's life, as he stared death directly in the face. The photographs were more than just scientifically valuable. They were a testament to Landsberg's incredible dedication. He knew his life was over, but he also knew that the images he had just taken were priceless. They were the culmination of his life's work. In his last act, he chose not to save himself, but to save his art, to ensure that his final, most important story would be told. His sacrifice gave the world an unparalleled and intimate look at the terrifying power of nature. Every time we look at those photos, we are not just seeing a volcanic eruption. We are witnessing an artist's final, defiant act. Robert Landsberg's camera didn't just capture the death of a mountain's face. It captured the end of its most devoted observer. The film roll was a message in a bottle, sent from the edge of oblivion. It's a story that reminds us that, for some, passion isn't just a part of life, is life, right up to the very last frame. His legacy is etched, not in stone, but on film, protected by the very man who shot it. What do you think of Robert Landsberg's incredible story? Is it the ultimate act of artistic dedication, or a tragic end that could have been avoided? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. His story is a powerful reminder of the lengths people will go to for what they believe in. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey into the past. If you found this story as moving as I did, please give this video a like. And do you forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell, so you miss our next exploration into the fascinating stories that shape our world. Stay curious, and we'll see you in the next one.